really playing in these types of snooker venues, whereas since I've been young, really I've been playing in maybe big snooker clubs. It's really not been my scene. It used to be about the players like your Steve Davises and your Ray Wilkins and things, but it's always great to come to venues like this because this is where the real snooker players really were formed, and it's always great to come and play against all the young boys as well, because I can remember playing Stephen Hendry and other top professionals when I was a youngster, and it's great that now you're maybe near the top of your game and you're playing all the other youngsters as well, so it's always like a circle of life, if you call it that way.
When you look at snooker at the current stage of what it's at the moment, you're ranked #1 in the world, you're the world champion for the 3rd time, you're defending it in 4 weeks' time. How have things been going for you?
No, it's been going good. I've had a good season. I've been pretty consistent. I think I've only really had one bad result. I lost in the first round of one of the big tournaments, but apart from that, I think I've reached the semi-finals. I've done better in each of the rest of the tournaments. So I've been really pleased the way it's going. So hopefully I can keep that going when I go to Sheffield next month.
I know it's a happy hunting ground for you. Obviously, you've won there 3 times and you've had very good tournaments there. What would be your normal preparation, maybe 4 weeks ahead of the event?
It would just be practice as hard as you can. I've just moved club to another club in Glasgow, and I'm based there now alongside the likes of Steve Maguire and Marcus Campbell and the other top Scottish players, which will be good for me because it means that I can train against them every day, and it'll keep my game really sharp as well. So it's a good move.
I have to ask what the name of the club is.
It's the Q Club in Glasgow. So it's a good club.
Okay, tonight you're playing here in your exhibitions. Are they a big part of your annual year?
No, I've never really been that big on exhibitions because I've always really just been the type of player that's always been wanting to concentrate and putting a lot of practice in, because basically our bread and butter is always the tournaments. That is where you make your living really. But in the last couple of years now, I suppose there's been a few more people wanting to maybe see me, which is great. So obviously if I can do that, it's great.
What does it mean to your game to lift the trophy for the 3rd time?
No, it was great. I mean, any tournament, but the World Championship is obviously our biggest event, and up until maybe 2007, I'd only won it once, and it was a little bit disappointed because I felt I could have done better. But to have won it 2 out of the last few years, I like to do the experience later.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you, have you got Irish connections?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my families. My granny was from Niagara Felt. She was called Peggy Doyle, and down used to go down and see her. She was always Irish music on, so that's maybe why. I've always enjoyed the Irish tunes as well myself. I'm a big Celtic fan, so yeah. I mean, I've got a great affinity with Ireland. Yeah.
Okay, you flew in from Edinburgh today, so obviously you're in Ireland for a few days. Will it be someplace maybe you might think of coming more in the future?
No, definitely. I mean, me and my wife and the 3 kids, that's what we're saying. Maybe next year we'll maybe hire a car and maybe go touring around about Ireland, but I think we say to each other, we've not even done that with Scotland, and now that's obviously a nice country as well to go touring, but I'm sure we'll do at some point in the future to obviously come here with the kids, and I would love to pass them back to you all again, definitely.
You talked on the civic reception, you made a very valid point that you were often at events where you were a young lad watching the likes of Steve Davis, Dennis Taylor, players of real big names like Jimmy White, but there you are now, you're world champion. You see the young lads looking up at you. For the future of the game, it's essential that good role models are in place.
Yeah, obviously it's the same in every sport, any way, shape or form. But if you make good role models, obviously you look up to Steve Davis, was always my role model, and he's probably the best ambassador we've ever had in snooker. So I would love to, obviously, in the future, maybe try and be half as good an ambassador as he is, and then obviously I must be doing something right then.
Okay, you had Dennis Taylor, of course, and you had Alex Higgins from the north, and of course you're great friends with Ken Doherty.
Yeah.
He's worked hard to get to Sheffield, in the years gone by. It's getting tougher and tougher for him, but for Irish eyes, it's important that there is a good Irish player in the top ranking.
Yeah, I mean, Ken, I have respect for Ken because I know how good a player he is, but he always puts the work in, and I think that's a good thing that he was putting the work in the last couple of years, and he's fallen down the rankings, but he never ever let his head fall away. He always kept very positive, and it just shows you now he's back at the Crucible, and I think he's back in the top 32, so he's in the way and back up the rankings, and we all know how good a player he is. But also as well, Fred LeBryan, he got through the World Championships, which is great for him. So for Ireland to have 2 players there as well. It's a great achievement.
As you said, you played a Q club in Killarney, Raphael's in Dublin, where Fergal and Ken played together. They've got to help each other along as well. Is there a good feeling amongst the players, the pros at the moment, in the game, off the table?
Yeah, I think with the new Barry Hearn,
yeah.
the new introduction of him coming in and wanting to try and shape the sport to the younger generation, I think all the players they're a little bit light-hearted now. They're in a better mood, because in the last few seasons we've just been playing away and we've not really been happy with the way things have been going. But I think now snooker's, I think it's fair as far as it will go, and I can only see it get better again.
I know that the Masters of Wembley this year was a fantastic example of the excitement the game still holds.
Yeah.
Is that vital in terms of TV, in terms of sponsorship?
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to always look to the future and look to the people coming in and watching the sport and things like that. And it's maybe, we're maybe having to shorten the game, because obviously maybe 20 years ago now we'd probably more time to do things, but nowadays everything seems to be a lot quicker and sharper, and people want to actually know who the winner is after a couple of hours. So maybe that's something we'll have to bring in shorter formats to just keep people's attention span, keeping it on snooker. But no, I'm sure there'll be a few things coming off, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Okay, and one last question I want to ask you is a word for the CYMS. Brendan Cooney, the committee here in Youghal, I know they're there to welcome you today, and yeah. I know that you have 1 or 2 kind words to say today.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for people like Brendan and all the people that help here at the CYMS. It's fantastic, and that's why these clubs are still going strong, because they've got people putting out their hard-earned time to actually help the youngsters of this sport. Because I know with my own experience, there's a lot of clubs in Glasgow closing down because there's maybe just not the infrastructure, or there's not the manpower, or the people want to help out. So it's a great testament to people like that they're always helping the young kids, and they're always trying to just make them better people as well. It doesn't mean better people playing snooker, but it probably makes them grow up to learn some good values, and I think that's a good thing about snooker, because I know when I was growing up that it's a great environment to be in now, that you always learn to respect your elders and things like that, and have good manners, and that's a good thing that snooker's got.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
It's excellent.
Well, I hope it taped.
Oh, I did. 8 whole minutes of it. Well, just to say that it's just an injury time and it's 15 all.
I just hope it's not.
What's that first?